Hello everybody, and today on the Tusk Force dev server we're going to be taking a look at a new British tank. Well, technically Canadian tank, because this is the Ram 1, which is going to be coming to the British tech tree at rank 2 battle rating 3.0 between the Crusader tanks and the Cromwell tanks. Now, as you can see, the hull is much like the later Ram tank which is already in game, but the turret is different and the main armament is different. So we've now got the 40mm 2-pounder gun. Now, this is a fairly quick firing gun, so it's got a reload rate of 3.6 seconds, which can be brought down to 2.8 seconds, and you do have a sort of shoulder gun stabiliser, so vertical gun stabiliser, and you carry a variety of shells. So you have got an APHE shell with 49mm penetration at 500 metres, your top tier APC-BC shell with 77mm penetration at that distance, or your standard AP shell with 52mm. And you've also got 3 30 cal machine guns. You've got one in this little turret at the front here, one in a coaxial position, and one on the roof. So a decent amount of firepower against enemy tanks and against enemy aircraft and soft skin vehicles. Then moving on to the armour, so it's 50.8mm for the hull, but obviously it is sloped, so you can get more protection out of that. The machine gun turret might be a bit of a weak spot, though it does come up to 77mm in some areas, so yeah, we'll see how that performs in game, probably much the same as the Ram 2. And then moving on to the turret, you can see the mantlet around the gun is 76mm, while the mantlet itself is 70mm or just under. I can't quite see if there's anything behind there. The actual effective thickness is generally quite good, like so this area is around 100mm, but some of it does go down to 70mm, so yeah, that's something to keep an eye on. It might be a bit of a risk trying to target the mantlet directly. And you can see the turret sides are also 76mm, tapering down to 69 and 63mm for the rear, and it's 38 to 25mm for the roof. Then looking inside, you can see that you've got your 5 crew, so 2 in the hull, and then you've got your 3 crew in the turret. And the gun has got optics with 1.9 to 3.5 times zoom. And in mobility, you've got a 354 horsepower engine, giving us a top speed of 24.9 miles per hour forward on 5 gears, or a reverse speed of 3.2 miles per hour on 1 gear, which isn't the best in the world, and could cause some problems when trying to escape ambushes. Now we're quickly going to take this out on the testing ground just to see how it performs there. So here is the driver's view, and we're just going to target the Panzer II over there. So we've got our AP shell. And unfortunately that was non-penetration right from the start, but the second one was able to quickly knock it out. Like you could see there, it has got a very quick reload speed. Good amount of machine gun fire up front here. See if we can target the Panzer II over there. Yep, did some good damage there. Now we're just going to quickly show off the mobility, just restarted quickly. And yeah, you can see it's a little bit slow to get started, and it does struggle a little bit on the mud, which could be a problem, but it's also not being stopped either. And we're starting to get up to some sort of speed a little bit. Not quite our top speed, but we're retaining that speed fairly well while going through the river. See if we can get to our top speed and then quickly just test out the braking, see how that performs. And here is the driver's view. Brake. So it braked pretty quickly, and as you can see, the reverse speed is not very good in the slightest. And here is the turret rotation speed. Not the fastest in the world, but not the slowest either. And of course, you can speed up the turret rotation by rotating the tank, which does help a little bit. So yeah, you should be able to decently respond to flanking enemies at the very least. And as you can see, the 2-pounder does seem to do decently well against most of the tanks on the training ground, of course, at least. Of course, at 3.0, it is going to struggle a little bit, I think. I mean, this is a higher battle rating than the Matilda 2, which at least has quite a lot of armour to protect it. And the Crusader 2 is at 2.7, so it might struggle at 3.0. We'll have to see how it performs when it's actually released in-game. I think its armour might do it well enough at least to remain at 3.0, at least for a little while, but yeah, we'll just have to see how it performs once it's released on the regular server. But anyway, that is the Ram 1, which is a Canadian tank which is coming in the Tusk Force update. So anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you'll join me for the next one. I've been Tyranno, and I'll see you next time.